I am the Commissar, that's my name. Forged alliance forever, that's the game. And, my loyal viewers, it is Friday, the last day of Short and Sweet Week, and we have a game today that is both short and sweet for your delectation and delight. It is a 3v3 ladder with the hot team in the north and the cold team in the south. It's a very closed map, which we'll be looking at in a moment. But first of all, let's go on and meet the teams. For the air position at the back, for the hot team, we have Herr Morjevi, which appears to be a mashup of German and Russian, and I believe means Mr. Walrus. Is he the Walrus? Google Kajoob? I cannot say, but I can say that he is 1363 rated, he is Cybran, and he's playing in orange. In front of him, we have Lyuker, highest rated player on this team. He is red. He is 1863 rated and he is playing UEF. And last but not least, for the hot team, Apostu is 1648 rated, he's Cybran and he's Burgundy. Let's go and meet their foes in the south, the cold team. At the back, in the air position, this is BananaSmoothie, 1228 rated and Seraphim, he is in mauve. Up here in front of him is Tryth, the highest rated player in the game at 2262. He's Seraphim and he is light blue. And last but not least, this is TheCodemander. He is 1417 rated, he is Cybran and he is in dark blue. So, quick look at the map. Little bit of reclaim, not a great deal of mostly around the edges of these cliffs, but look at all this. So we have, there are ways up here, here, here on foot onto the cliffs and here for these corners, but it's so divided up. There's this area and this area and this area on that side and the same on the other side. Then there's this snake of land going through the middle with a couple of mexes in it that can be accessed from these ends with these ponds blocking all the ways between them. And as you can see, the players are not at all happy with this map, but let's see how they're able to handle it. Apostu, unsurprisingly, coming straight forward for his expansion. TheCodemander choosing to remain in his base a little more and going for a second air factory straight away. After his, well, a third air factory, I guess. First land, but 2 air factories is the point I'm trying to get at here. Tryth has also gone for an air factory and is immediately throwing up a transport, so perhaps he's got a plan for an early drop. Unsurprisingly, we've also got second air from Lyuker and from Apostu, so everybody keen on air, and our air players at the back have also got air factories. So air is the order of the day, and Tryth is out immediately with a drop of engineers. He's just heading in here trying to pick up some of this mexery. We'll see what he goes for first, but he may run into a problem as Apostu's comm is already on its way forward. Compare that to TheCodemander, who is still in his base, although Smoothie is choosing to walk forward. He's heading up here. So these boys get down and immediately work on a point defense, certain that there'll be something expanding this way soon. And boy are they right. Meanwhile, Apostu has also sent a drop, but he's chosen to send it down here to pick up this area. There is some nice reclaim around here, as well as these mexes, but Apostu has found that PD, and immediately Tryth puts up another PD. He loses a lot of his engineers, but he gets away with 2 of them, and Apostu is walking straight into 2 Tech 1 PDs. This could be a bit of a problem for him. He's jinking and jiving and heading backwards and forwards, and he gets one of those PDs, but there's still one of them in the green, and Apostu drops down into the red. A couple of bombers here and he could be dead. He takes out the PD, and he's got some nice reclaim to pick up here, but not to be put off. Tryth is going straight for a second PD further back, and he's dropping in a lot more build power to help out, but Apostu knows that a couple of engineers escaped, and he's just pushing on straight forward. Tryth's comm is also heading across the water. However, his second drop has got a PD up, and with Apostu into the red, he can't take that. He's being forced back. Another PD just for safety, although Apostu did get a number of those engineers there. But those engineers are still tightly grouped. This bomber, as could this bomber from Apostu, might cause some problems for them. The bombs fall and the engineers crash and burn, but Tryth's comm is coming out of the water on this side. So, very narrow escape for Apostu there. Lyuker has seen Tryth's ACU coming out of the water. Smoothie wandering around up here. He hasn't really got much down yet. Well, Lyuker, rather than going across like Tryth did, has come round here, presumably to help Apostu against Tryth, and is putting up a land factory with which to defend. We have had a drop here from Smoothie, just as we had from Apostu. I say just as we had from Apostu. Smoothie is not Apostu's equivalent. He's Morjavi's equivalent. But either way, this is being expanded to, albeit a lot later. Apostu is already on his way to T2 with this factory. He's going to be assisting that, and he's got Wagner's queued up, so we could see some interesting play across here. These factories that Tryth has worked on are being bombed quite significantly by Apostu, who not only has his own inties, but inties supporting from Morjavi. TheCodemander has sent some inties, but there aren't enough, and Tryth is having to work on some static anti-air to try and defend. Meanwhile, Lyuker comes forward and begins to mash a couple of Lobos. Apostu also has tanks here, which are helping out. Lyuker, meanwhile, has dropped both here and here. This could be quite brutal. It's because there isn't really enough to stop it, and there's RT mixed in there to take out the factory. We'll try and keep an eye on both of these things, although TheCodemander finally has brought his comm forward, and he should be able to handle this drop no problem. This will be more of a problem, though, as all the engines are taken out, all the tanks are taken out, the factory is being arted, but there is a bomber from Smoothie designed to help out, and meanwhile Tryth brings in yet more engineers. If at first you haven't dropped enough engineers, drop some more. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and troll. Ha, there's my cast title. T2 on the way for Smoothie. So we have two factories and a point defense, and another one going up for Tryth. But we have no comm upgrades on any of these boys. We have two comms here, though one of them is significantly damaged, and Lyuker may have overextended a bit. We'll see if he does. Tactical missile on the way for Smoothie. That could be nice. If he gets to here, there's a lot of unprotected T2 mechs that he could just blow up from Lyuker. We'll see how that goes. Lyuker takes a bit of damage but falls back. Apostu picking away at this factory and might get something done, but Tryth brings his comm forward, and that should drive Apostu back. First Wagner makes its way across. And another drop from Lyuker. If he can get enough of these down, he's already cleared up here, and he's going to take this out. He could cause some significant eco damage to TheCodemander. And another drop from Lyuker. I promised you drops, there are drops. Did I promise you drops? I might have promised you drops. We'll see what I write in the description. More spam from both. That's a lot of Arty, a lot of Medusa with its stun power from Apostu, but that's going to have a hard time stopping this comm. Lyuker meanwhile pushes past with some tanks, while the comm is over here dealing with the Arty. And these drops are getting some work done. Look at these mexes being taken out. Quick look at the eco. Red team, hot team is indeed ahead by about 50 eco per tick, which is not to be sniffed at, despite the fact that Tryth has all this over here, whereas the equivalent hasn't happened here. Speaking of, look at this, yet more drops. Tryth tries to counter. BananaSmoothie tries to counter with a drop of his own, but that isn't getting anywhere thanks to Morjavi's inties, which shoot it down and leave a nice patch of reclaim. That's nearly 400 reclaim over there. Now those Wagners are beginning to come in slightly greater numbers though, and Tryth will have to be careful. He's got spam on one side, Apostu's comm, Lyuker's comm, and Wagner's on the other side. He has got 4 factories and they are producing, but are they producing fast enough? We're going to have to see. Tryth is heading back to the water away from this force, and he's now getting some air support, but there are Corsairs also to help out. That's a wave of Corsairs from Codemander with a lot of Inti support, and I don't know if the northern team has enough to stop it. Lyuker has Intis, but his Intis are going to be countered by Tryth's Intis. And overall it looks like the air win is going to be going to the cold team here, which means that these Corsairs can continue to pick away at Lyuker, who is going deep into the yellow. Apostu is throwing up anti-air turrets here to support as best he can. Lyuker is producing Sky Sammers, and Apostu is also producing Sky Sammers from back here. Gunship joins in, but those anti-air turrets have just about survived. More are going up. The gunship goes down, this Corsair goes down, and Lyuker scrapes by deep into the yellow, almost into the red. And Apostu pushes forward. He's still damaged. He's still worse off than Tryth in terms of hit points, but he's got a lot of spam coming up. And those Wagners, 4 Wagners now popping out of the water to sandwich Tryth. Another gunship comes across, but I think there's enough Sky Sammers and anti-air turrets here now to deal with it, and there are still more Wagners coming in. Could Tryth be in trouble? And meanwhile, check this out. Those missiles from Smoothie, they've only taken out 3 mexes, they've taken out Lyuker's air HQ. And he's had to build a new one right here. So Tryth has been forced back into the water, but what's this? What's this? He's deep into the red, but there are Wagner torpedoes! We've seen brick torpedoes twice recently, but could this be even sillier? Could this be Wagner torpedoes? Tryth moves around. Apostu rather cheekily suggests that it might be GG, but his comms here, his Wagners are here. What can Tryth do? He hasn't got anything to stop them. He's got 30 hit points, and boom, Tryth explodes to Wagner torpedoes. Wow, Cybern torpedoes have really become a theme here. Wagner torpedoes, my dudes. Wagner torpedoes. Meanwhile, however, despite the loss of their highest rated player, Smoothie is not to be put off. He's already got 4 vets on that comm, mainly from taking out these things, as well as having taken out the original Air HQ and originally that Mex. He's now taken out 3 more, so he's got 4 mexes and Air HQ under his belt, nearly 10,000 mass killed. He's shooting a couple over here. Is he trying to hit Apostu's comm, maybe? Don't know, those feel like a waste. But meanwhile, oof, check that out. Lyuker drops in the back there, but the splash damage from a Renegade is able to take it out. Renegade splash damage, very underestimated. And as you see there, that entire drop just got cleaned up by this one hero gunship, which has suddenly got 2 vets from that. This is just a big bunch of Sky Sammers walking around. There are engineers from Codemander down here, but don't forget that Sky Sammers are able to switch to anti-ground fire, and that is what they do, cleaning up those engineers. Now, quick look at the air. Codemander on his way to T3 air. Smoothie on his way to T3 air, but what's that going to do against this lot of ASFs, sorry, these T3 ASFs, where Mordjavoy has got out these T3 air? What can the Cold team do to stop it, and to stop these gunships that Lyuker has trickled out? Well, Smoothie's got an idea. He's got T2 on his comm, he's walking across. He may be trying to set up something here. Let's see what he can manage with that. We have a strat out for Mojave, and I think that is going to be a good play, given that he's got undoubted air superiority against his opponents. These gunships, however, are taken out by just basic inties from Codemander because Mojave's ASFs didn't react in time. But now they're on the move because that strat has come in and it's immediately getting mech kills. That's pretty brutal. There are a couple of nothers out here trying to snipe some mexes out for Smoothie, and since the ASFs are out protecting that strat, those nothers are getting work done. 2 mexes so far, they might get more. Meanwhile, Smoothie's been spotted leaving the water, and that's a lot of spam. And there are also Janus attacking him. Now, Janus are the least good for snipes because their damage over time takes time to act, and Smoothie is walking fast. But that's a lot of spam. There's more Janus coming over time, but Smoothie has 5 vets. He's still in the green there, and he's got T2, so he's regenerating fast. Meanwhile, that strat is up to 2,800 kills. It's deep in, 2,800 mass kills. It's deep into the red, but with these ASFs to protect it, it might get more done. And it looks like it's going to take out another T2 mix there. Boom, 3,700 mass killed. That's pretty nice. Smoothie makes it into the water with still into the yellow, to be fair. I thought he was going to take a lot more damage from that. Though, to be fair, much of this spam was just anti-air, designed to prevent a counter-attack. However, Lyuker now has 7 Janus there, which could get worked in elsewhere now that Smoothie is in the water. Meanwhile, some Wagners have taken out these PDs. Some of them didn't make it, but more did. And they are doing damage here. Another strat rolls off the production line for Morshevi. He's had success with this one, which is doing particularly well, so why not double down on that? And Lyuker's Janus are also getting things done. Those Nothers did get another Mex out, but... or maybe that was the TML, I don't know. Hero strat now up to 7,200 mass killed, but finally dies to ASFs from TheCodemander, who has got T3 production online. So does Smoothie, but still feels like the air game is in the control of the hot team. And his second strat is out and doing damage. But Smoothie is now under torpedo fire, and we'll have to worry a bit about that. He has been sending out TMLs, and he gets some more damage done, but those torps are going to be a problem for him unless some ASFs can do something about it. And while TheCodemander is going to give it a go with his ASFs, Morshevi has ASFs coming to deal with that, and Morshevi has more. Smoothie not getting on super well. TheCodemander still has fewer ASFs, and there are more torps coming. And don't forget that these are fighter bombers, not just bombers, these Janus. They are also able to deal air-to-air damage, and Smoothie is doing not so well. A torp falls on him, and boom! Down goes BananaSmoothie, and suddenly it's TheCodemander versus the world. I don't think TheCodemander's got much going for him, and TheCodemander surrenders. That was quite a lot of back and forth in the way of drops. Lyuker's raiding drops, Tryth's all-in engineer plus com, and in the end, 2 comms dying to torps, one of them dying to Cybran torps, and not just Cybran torps, but Cybran tank torps, and not just Cybran tank torps from bricks, but Cybran Wagner torps. Anyway, that was the last of the short and sweet casts, so I will be seeing you again on Sunday with a regular cast. For now though, please remember to like, subscribe and obey. I'm TheCommissar, and I will see you next time.